Welcome one, welcome all. It's time for the show with no name on Vaughn Radio. Now get ready for
T-minus 10,
liftoff.
9, 8,
Come
7,
on,
6, 5,
blast
4,
off with me.
3, 2,
You can say blast off
1,
or
0.
lift off.
Ignition.
Take off para aviones
Liftoff.
o helicópteros.
Liftoff. 30
But a
minutes.
rocket, un cohete, blast off, lift off. Are you ready? Let's go.
Get ready. Hold on to your hat. Strap on your seatbelt. Fasten your seatbelt.
Hold on to your hats.
Get ready for the ride of your life. The show with no name time on Vaughn Radio. It's the show with no name.
Let's go. Welcome, folks. Welcome. Welcome to your English show. That's right, your English show. It's yours. Es vuestro. Every day when I'm creating the content for this show, I have one person in mind. You, the student. So everything we do here on the show, whether it be a joke, whether it be a funny accent or something, or a pop culture reference, as I always say, there's a method to my madness. Parece que es una locura, but believe me, there's an idea, there's a mission, an aim, un objetivo detrás de todo. And the number one aim, our super objective, como se dice en el mundo de la interpretación, the super objective to learn English and enjoy the process. Right? Because if we already decided to learn English, well, we just have to add that cherry on top. Esa guinda. So, folks, if you came to have fun and enjoy the learning process, then you came to the right place. This is Vaughn Radio. This is the show with no name. But don't forget about all the other amazing programs you can listen to day after day, week after week, year after year, because that's what it takes to learn a language, not just day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year. And believe me, if you keep at it, you will definitely improve. There's no doubt in my mind. And you guys, my students, my show with no namers, you guys have the right attitude. You are gung-ho. ¿Os acordáis de esta palabra que vimos? Gung-ho. Muy entusiastas, súper emocionados. You are gung-ho. And that is great. As I say, a lot of times your energy inspires me and the other teachers when we're lacking, ¿no? Que todos tenemos días que carecemos de energía o lo que sea, and we can always rely on you guys, contar con vosotros to bring the magic, to bring that special energy, to bring that human touch. And speaking of, I want to get a nice round of applause for Chris Valrol, Born to Iron Man, Elena, Alberto, Turani, Nuria, and Alfonso. We're going to be hearing from them today in our question of the week, and they sound great individually and as a whole. They sound amazing. And if you guys want to join them, well, you know what to do. You can participate in our weekly speaking section called The Question of the Week. But we're going to look at that a little bit later on, because right now we've got other business to tend to. It's the Say What soundbite. Say what? What? And by the way, you can say attend to or tend to. Ambos se usan intercambiables ahí. También, if you tend to do something, otro uso, pues eres propenso a hacerlo. No tienes tendencia para hacer algo. But I could say we have some business to tend to or to attend to. Lo único, vamos, es una de las excepciones cuando podemos usar la palabra attend con to. Porque si lo vemos como asistir, acudir, ahí no empleamos el to. So I'm going to attend, pon esta frase en tus apuntes. I'm going to attend a seminar, but then after I've got to go because I have a lot of business to attend to or to tend to. Ambos te valen. Isn't it great when you have options like that? All right, folks. Let me give you also, while we're at it, if you want to participate in next week's question of the week, the question of the week is, what's your motto? ¿Cuál es tu eslogan? What are the words you choose to live by? Palabras que te guían. ¿No? When you're having a bad day, when you're low on energy, whatever it may be, when you're feeling down in the dumps, what words pick you up or define the way you see the world? I know it's a hard one because you can say, bueno, me gusta este slogan, esta expresión, but one that you always find yourself saying. I always say, for example, what goes around comes around. Now that's the idea of karma. I also love, if it's worth doing right. Esta me lo habéis oído 1000 veces. Si vale la pena, si te vas a molestar en hacerlo, pues cojones, hazlo bien. Yo he añadido el cojones, pero eso es la energía detrás de la expresión. Right? If it's worth doing right. So what is your motto? And if you'd like to participate, real simple, you can record a 1-minute voice note, record it on your phone, and you can send it to my email address, which is aalonso@grupovon.com. Again, it's aalonso@grupovon.com, and you can send me emails, you can send me suggestions for the show. You can send me naked pictures. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's not good to send that stuff in the mail. It's not good to take them. Yeah, you never know. You never know. There could be a breach in the security, and that happens all the time. How many times have you heard, oh, yeah, Amazon just had a hack or, some kind of breach in their security? La palabra breach. No sé cómo se dice en español. Breach, violación, infracción, breach, B-R-E-A-C-H. Bueno, ya hemos mirado mucho vocabulario, but that's the idea, folks. Every day we look at tons of vocabulary, expressions, little tricks, things that can help us with the language. And, the key there is, of course, jot things down. And if you're not near a pen and a piece of paper or a notebook, well, you can always, of course, make a mental note, as we say. But the key, and I say this all the time, and I really think I can't understate it. Repeat stuff aloud. Really, it's a way to double up and to make sure that this radio show and all the other ones here on Vaughn Radio are not just listening exercises, but they're also speaking exercises for you. And if you do that, as I said, and you participate in the question of the week, and when Fitz gives you a translation in his class on no excuses, you repeat it, with the student. I mean, remember this, most radio programs, you listen to the program and that's it. There's no interaction unless, mándanos tus comentarios, ¿qué opináis sobre tal? Yeah. Fine. But here, this one, you're trying to understand a language that maybe you didn't understand when you first started listening, and you're trying to use that language. So that using part comes from, you guessed it, using it, putting it into practice. So again, I say it in every show, but really, it is going to make all the difference if what you're looking for ultimately, al fin y al cabo, is to speak English, right? Well, the only way to practice your English speaking is by speaking. And listen, of course, listen all day long. Maybe you can't speak all the time, but whenever possible, especially when you hear something like breach. No me suena esa palabra, breach. Violación, infracción. Okay, I didn't know that one. Breach. Okay, interesting. Lo dices una vez, dos veces, breach. Y ya lo tienes. Hombre, maybe you won't remember it automatically, but at least now it's not a foreign word for you. You've been exposed to this word. It doesn't mean you've memorized it or, you're going to recognize it every time you see it, but it does mean that now, next time you see it, you're like, oh yeah, I know this one. I remember, checking out this word. And once you've done that 5 times, 10 times, 20 times with the same word, you're definitely going to remember it. ¿Cómo se dice mira? Did you say look or see? Yeah, absolutely. Did you have to think? No, because you've used that verb tons and tons of times. Well, it's a very common verb in any language. All right, well, as always, in our Say What soundbite, we listen to a famous person speaking, and you guys have to make heads or tails of it. And to make heads or tails of it means to try and make some sense of it. And of course, I want you to explain what you've heard in your best English. You're going to hear this 4 times. Initially, I want your opinion, your take, and hopefully before the end of the show, somebody will be able to give us all the details, word for word. So here it is, folks, your first challenge of the day. It is the Say What soundbite, and this is the first listen.
I hope you don't mind me coming over and sitting down, but I've been watching you all evening, and I want to tear you apart. And your friend, too.
First things first, how you machines doing? You good?
Yeah, we're good.
Good. Let's take a picture. Quick question. ¿Cómo se dice emocionar en inglés?
To emotionate.
No. Think of Michael Jackson. Una pista de audio. It's close to midnight. Something evil's lurking in the dark.
It's Thriller.
That's right. So emocionar is to
Thrill.
Eso es. And this book is the shit will thrill you. It's thrilling.
Sí, señor. This book is the shit. El inglés que no sabías que sabías. 1000 nuevas palabras para tu colección. De la mano de Alberto Alonso
y Damián Moya.
Así da gusto aprender.
Now we're talking. That's right. Now we're talking. And it might be a coincidence or it might be the method behind my madness. But today we're going to take a look at This Book is the Shit in our pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Yeah. Let's go. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz.
Common mistake. Work like, work as. My students often say, I work like a manager. If it's your position, the correct form is, I work as a manager. Work like describes behavior. For example, I work like a slave. Work as describes your role. For example, I work as an engineer, or she works as a consultant. These distinctions are crucial in interviews and are exactly the kind of details we train in the Executive Master at Grupo Baugan.
That's right, folks. The executive master at Grupo Von. It is awesome. And if you want more information, you just have to go over to grupovon.com. Also, you can reach out to us on any of our social media channels and somebody can get back to you, say, hey, I want to get some more information about the master's program or whatever program we offer. Or maybe you just want to take advantage of our free level test. Well, whatever it is, our door is always open to you. All right, now, this book is the shit. Do you have it? Yay or nay? Hey, we looked at that the other day. Yay or nay? Bueno, yay is yay, woohoo. But also yay is how when they used to vote in the old days, they used to say, all in favor, say aye or yay. And nay is no, but also nay is what a horse does. Remember? Okay, why? It's good to review things. As I said, you're exposed to it once, great. Twice, excellent. 3 times, you might even recognize it and use it. The 4th time, and you should have it down pat. And then there are students just like Chris Valrol, and you know who you are, others just like her, who, when I give you a new vocabulary word or a new expression, you try and use it instantly. That is how you should be doing it, as well as, using it by writing it, as I said before, saying it aloud. So this book is the shit. It is our latest, greatest book. I say ours because it was written by Damian Moya and yours truly, un servidor. Excuse me 1 second. I think I'm going to sneeze. 3, 2, no sneeze. Okay. Excuse me, folks. Today I'm a little bit stuffed up. Yo creo que ni tengo que explicar lo que es stuffed up si me oyes la voz. Now you know. Oh, that was not a good idea. Como decimos en inglés, better out than in. Y eso se refiere a todo, ¿eh? Un pedo, hacer caca. Better out than in. Hey, speaking of good mottos, de hecho, mi hija lo dice every time, she'll fart or something, and I'll say, oh, did you just fart, honey? And she says, better out than in, Dad. I'm like, you're right. Can't argue with that. And other times, she'll say, whoever smelt it, dealt it. El que lo olió, lo repartió. But we have other ones too, because if you deny it, you know what we say? Estos son rimas. Whoever denied it, supplied it. El que lo negó, lo suministró. Hey, these are little rhyming things. But then, guess what? If somebody starts rhyming at you when you fart, when you pass gas, you know what you can tell them? Whoever did the rhyme did the crime. So you've got a couple rhyming ones when you're trying to pass the blame when somebody passes gas. Toma, double trouble. All right. So, my amigos, as I said, we're going to listen to a little excerpt over here from one of my 5 books. I say it now and I still can't believe it. I have 5 books. Not many people can say that. Stephen King. Yeah. Okay. And I don't write novels. I write books to help people learn English and not just to teach. I feel like my books are not just, okay, let's learn some vocabulary. It's let's learn how to learn, right? Let's learn the right way to absorb English and the fun way to learn as well. So, folks, everybody listen carefully because you know how this works. I mean, after all, it is a challenge. So I will be asking you a couple questions after this quick audio clip.
Hey, Alberto, what's your favorite series?
I think it's So No One Told You Life Was Gonna Be This Way. Well, actually, that's not a series. No.
What is it?
I guess it is because it came out for many seasons, temporadas,
Yeah.
but that would be considered more of a sitcom.
Sitcom, una situación de comedia.
Yeah, situational comedy.
Yeah.
Que no hay tantos locales, o sea, se graban en el plató. They're in the kitchen.
Yeah, but
the characters.
But you can watch any episode and you will follow the
right.
line.
You'll be able to follow along. Whereas a series, if we want to split hairs, buscarle tres patas al gato,
Mhm.
well, then in a series, it would be more like Sopranos. The production quality is a little bit higher.
Yeah.
But in the end, a sitcom is a type of series, right?
Yeah.
But just be careful. I've heard
But-
students say, my favorite series, and I'm like, se va a activar mi móvil, right? So just be careful. Esta palabra es interesante porque primero, it's not serious. Y segundo, da igual si hablamos de uno o dos o 20,000. It's always in plural. So Sopranos is my favorite series. I like to watch many different series.
Okay. Always plural.
Always.
What about show? Can you say it's my favorite show or not?
Absolutely. Why
Yeah.
not? Yes. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Absolutely. It's a TV show in the end too.
Yeah, okay, because that always shocks me because it's like it's the same un programa que una serie, and it's like,
Right.
hey, what is this? This is complicated.
Do you have a favorite character from Friends?
Oh yeah, what was his name?
Oh, yeah,
the
big
stupid
fan.
one. Yeah, well, super fan.
You seem to be totally into this character.
I love Rachel.
Right. Okay, you stole my answer, buddy.
No way.
Who doesn't? I think the question is, who doesn't love Rachel?
Yeah.
Make no bones about it. No te equivoques.
Bones, nice
Right.
show. Okay,
Yeah.
so make no bones about it.
Yeah, make no bones about it. My favorite was Rachel too.
Ni lo
Jennifer
dudes,
Aniston.
right?
Ni lo dudes.
No hagas
yeah.
huesos de ello. Make no
Which-
bones about it.
Which was another series, Bones.
Bones, yeah. Did you like it?
Huesos. Yeah, I guess it was okay.
Yeah, not the best one, right? But very popular.
Yeah, it was all right. I like it because it helps us teach English.
Yeah. What about bones? Tell us more expressions with bones.
Well, I have a bone to pick with you. Si alguien te dice eso, nos queda una bronca pendiente.
Okay.
Huye, run away. O sea, hay frases que tenemos que saber evitar y huir de eso. Si alguien te dice, y las veces que me lo dijo mi madre, Alberto, I have a bone to pick with you.
Tenemos una charla pendiente, jovenzuelo.
Hablé con tu profesor, me llama tu profesor. Your teacher called me. De hecho, también. The difference between a teacher and a professor?
I don't know. Professor is university?
Good
Maybe?
Good
Yeah,
job, dude.
Nice.
You are definitely a VIP.
VIP, ya. No confundir con VIP, que lo verás en el capítulo. VIP es como vicepresidente.
Yeah, VIP or VP is a way to say vicepresidente, pero que si queremos decir una persona muy importante como la zona VIP, pues ahí decimos a VIP.
A VIP, nunca a VIP area, no, a VIP area.
Yeah, y otro que usáis un poco mal es el ASAP. ¿Cómo dirías tú eso? En inglés, no en español. Sé que es ASAP en español.
You say ASAP, right?
ASAP or ASAP.
ASAP.
La que no decimos es ASAP.
ASAP nunca.
Esa es a la
ASAP or
española.
ASAP.
And what does it stand for?
As soon as possible.
Y de ahí sacamos en cuanto o cuanto antes. As soon as you get there, en cuanto llegues.
Tan pronto como llegues, es que
Tan-
fíjate que bien lo
¿Ves?
traducen en el sudamericano. Tan pronto como puedas, ven.
You know what? Another one I've totally forgot. I said Friends, but this one's not a sitcom. This one's definitely a series, and it's House of Cards.
Ooh,
Oh man!
wow, that's quite a series.
Whoa! I felt like I was living in Washington, for months. It was incredible.
Y la gente normalmente no lo relaciona. House of Cards, casa de cartas, pero no, piénsalo, castillo de naipes, claro.
And usually it's talking about something that's going to fall. Right.
That's what politics is about, isn't it?
Absolutely. And I even learned vocabulary. O sea, yo hablo inglés, pero hay jerga política y es meterte. So, yo siempre digo esto, si tú eres abogado, if you're a lawyer and you're learning English, tienes que verte todas las películas sobre juicios.
Yeah.
How do we say juicio?
A suit.
A lawsuit.
A lawsuit, okay.
A lawsuit. También hay mucha gente que dice trial.
A
Y se pronuncia trial.
Trial, yeah.
Trial. So there's so much. The good thing is you have so much to choose from. Hay tanto de que elegir. What are
Y
other
después
ones?
tenéis fiscal, ¿cómo decís? Attorney.
Attorney or attorney general.
Ok, eso es lo que sería la parte fiscal, la parte atacante, digamos, y la defensiva sería the lawyer, el abogado.
The lawyer. Well, you would also say the defense attorney.
Ah, ok. So
Okay.
attorney sería abogado en general.
And then you have also las personas or the defendant and the plaintiff.
Uf.
Yeah, this is tough vocab. Hasta, mira,
Yeah.
para
The
abogados.
defendant, la parte defensora.
Yeah.
And the
You've got, I have to, tengo que pensarlo, eh. Menos mal, no he estado en un juicio. I've never been in a lawsuit or on trial, but we've got the defendant and the plaintiff.
Plaintiff.
And this court is adjourned. Order in the court. Order. All right, folks, we are gonna take a quick commercial break right now. We've got to go to a quick one, but I promise you we are gonna be back momentarily with tons more exciting English. So stick around. Welcome back, amigos. Welcome back. This is the second part of today's show with No Name. Thank you so much for joining us to learn, to laugh, to celebrate life, and to share. Al final estamos compartiendo, ¿no? Cositas. You guys share with me, I share with you. And you want to rhyme some more? Queremos rimar más. Fill in the blank. I know you know it. Sharing is caring. Eso es. ¿Lo has dicho bien? Sharing is caring. O sea, la felicidad es la vida. Compartir. So thank you for choosing to share these 2 hours with us every day here on the show with No Name. It's great to read all your names. I see we've got a lot of students checking in here. So we're going to check with our students shortly. Shortly is another way of saying en poco tiempo. Shortly. I'll be with you shortly. Estaré contigo en un segundito. We also say a sec. Give me a sec. A sec is short for a second. Y dame un par de segundos. Give me a couple secs. Yeah, sexo. I know. I'm so mature. Madurísimo. Well, I've always played with words, as you can see. I'm sure you've all done it too. Sometimes you repeat a word enough times in your own language and it sounds foreign. Have you ever done that? Where you're like, time it, and you, whatever word, and you're like, me suena rarísimo esa palabra. So always playing, coming up with jokes, even if they fall flat. Si no triunfan, if they fall flat, that doesn't mean you should stop telling jokes. Should you stop singing because you're not a wonderful singer? Should you not dance because you have 2 left feet? I don't think so. Dance, sing. Always in English, please. As your English teacher. That's my only demand. Exigencia. All right, folks. Well, we are going to kick things off here in the second part of the show with your Say What soundbite. I'm going to give it to you right now for the second time, and we'll see what you guys come up with.
I hope you don't mind me coming over and sitting down. But I've been watching you all evening. And I want to tear you apart. And your friend, too.
Hey, Damian, what's crack-a-lackin', buddy?
Hey, Alberto, I was planning to do some sports this week. What about playing baseball?
Ooh, baseball. I love it. But I'm not sure yet. Can we touch base next week?
Touch base. Estamos en contacto, ¿no? Hablamos en algún momento. Yeah, okay. Let's touch base. Okay, what about basketball? Do you want to play basketball?
Oh man, I love basketball. It's one of my favorite sports, but I don't know if I can this weekend because I've already got plans. Oh man, that's the way the ball bounces.
That's the way the ball bounces. Así están las cosas, ¿no? Así bota la pelota. Así bota la pelota. That's the way the ball bounces. I love that expression. Okay, what about tennis? Do you want to play tennis?
Well, I love tennis, but I'm not really a good player. If you don't mind playing with a novice, the ball's in your court, buddy.
La bola está en mi campo, ¿eh? La pelota está en mi tejado. All right. Do you want to play some soccer?
Sure, I'd love to play some soccer or football, as you call it. What time do we kick off?
Perfect. We're kicking off at 9. Are you available?
Sure, but I might have to play some golf before with some friends. It's par for the course.
It's par for the course. Es lo normal, ¿no? Es lo normalito, lo que se hace.
Mhm.
Okay, what about billiards? Do you like playing billiards?
Yeah, but right now I'm behind the 8 ball.
I'm behind the 8 ball. Estás detrás de la bola 8, como que llevas las de perder.
Yeah, wow, a lot of idiomatic expressions here.
Muy buenas expresiones. Si es que así da gusto aprender inglés con un profe como Alberto y un poquito de creatividad, tienes This Book is the Shit. El mejor libro para aprender inglés que te has echado a la cara in your life. Píllatelo, vas a disfrutar mogollón de dibujos para que lo aprendas todo fácil, con conexiones lógicas y divertidas. Es la manera más sencilla y más divertida de aprender inglés. No te la pierdas.
Damián, you're such a good sport. Te enrollas. You can pick up your copy of This Book is the Shit at
Vaughantienda.com.
It's the Shit. That's right, folks. This book is the shit, available at Von Tienda and wherever fine books are sold. We heard a little excerpt from it in today's pop quiz, and let's take a look. Here's what I want from you. I'm going to give you 3 different challenges, as I always do. This way, we look at a couple different concepts. The first one, and this is a word we looked at yesterday, so it wasn't in this audio. I don't think it was. But you should know it if you're a regular listener, because we looked at the many uses of this word. Okay? So, la serie está ambientada en Nueva York. Do you know how to express that idea in English? Vimos la palabra ayer. Okay? La serie está ambientada en Nueva York. ¿No? Tiene lugar in Nueva York would be, I think, another way to express that idea. Well, either one. One of them is more specific of movies and storytelling and books, and another one can be anything. The other one is used for meetings, whatever. So one of them is more practical, and the other way to say it is specifically when we're talking about a story. But we'll take a look at that, don't worry, once we see your answers. The next one is, and this is an expression we looked at in a double trouble, okay? I'm going to say it loud and clear, okay? Ahí lo tienes. Lo voy a decir alto y claro, okay? It's a way of being upfront, being direct. You don't hesitate. You don't apologize. You say what you think, okay? It's an expression. We've looked at it again. If I'm not mistaken, we saw it in a past double trouble. Okay, so it's no te equivocas, las cosas claras, no voy a esconder nada, voy a ser directo, no pido perdón, that kind of feeling behind it, okay? Y veremos el uso, cómo se emplea también, como siempre, okay? So that's number 2. And the third one is another idiomatic expression that means we have some unfinished business. I have to reprimand you for something, and I haven't done it yet. Okay? That means la tienes ganada también. O aquí pone tener que arreglar las cosas, tener que ajustar cuentas. O sea, tenemos un tema pendiente. Okay? And it's not a good one because I'm going to reprimand you. I'm going to tell you off, or I'm going to chew you out. Dos formas de decir echar una bronca. I'm going to tell you off or I'm going to chew you out. So what would be a native way of saying, luego hablamos tú y yo que tenemos que arreglar las cosas? Básicamente, te vas a enterar. Traducción, te vas a enterar. Si alguien te dice esto, la traducción es, te vas a enterar tú, ¿ok? Tú espera. All right, so there you go. Some totally native vocabulary from This Book is the Shit. You can pick it up wherever you get books. That's Von Tienda, Amazon, Casa del Libro. They're awesome. A shout out to our friends at Casa del Libro. Number one, la serie está ambientada en Nueva York. The second one is lo digo alto, lo digo claro, lo digo sin esconderme, ¿no? Francamente. And the second one, tú espera, la vamos a tener. That would be another way of saying it, ¿no? Tenemos que arreglar las cosas, pero básicamente es, me debes una explicación. Ya te voy a cantar los 40. Is that how you say it? I think that's how you say it. I'm going to chew you out. I'm going to tell you off. All right, there you go, my amigos. Some totally native English that we're going to be looking at in our pop quiz. Let's go on over here to our chat room and we'll see what you guys heard in our Say What soundbite. This is from an awesome movie, another comedy. And I'll give you a clue. 2 of the actors played 20 of the characters. Me estoy inventando el 20. But 2 of the actors in this movie play more than half of the characters in the movie. So it's one of the it's a classic, at least in American English, just like yesterday, like Airplane, aterriza como puedas. This is one that's even quoted. La gente lo cita. Okay, and I know it was popular in Spanish as well. Okay, it's a funny movie, funny concept behind a movie. That's our Say What soundbite. All right, let's go on over and see who's with us. There's Born to Iron Man. Hello, amigo. How's it going? He says, morning show with no namers. Morning. Great to have you with us. Eager and ready. There's another student who's always eager to learn and share what she's learned as well. I'm talking about Chris Valrol in the house. And she says, happy to be here on this really bright day. If I have other matters to attend to, they can wait. Chris. Incredible. You see? Look at that, guys. Didn't I just say, I said Chris and others have this awesome habit of using the vocabulary I give them when I give it to them so they don't forget it. That is, I'm telling you right now, that is such a game changer, a deal breaker. You know, eso es la diferencia. No, lo que hace que funcione o que no. So excellent job there. Proximity. No es lo mismo repetir onomatopoeia justo después de cuando yo lo diga que en 20 minutos. Empezó con O o A. ¿Ves? Y acuesta porque tienes que acordarte. So that's why it's so important when you hear me say something like, forget it. I didn't say forget it. I said una vez. Forget it. Forget it. Okay, eso es como se pronunciaría. I would never in a million years say, forget it. No, forget it. Forget it. ¿Ves lo que pasa ahí? La T se convierte en D y se une a la segunda parte. Otra vez, don't look at the written word. It's just going to piss you off. Pero eso no suena a eso. Yeah, forget that. That's Spanish. Okay? And the sooner we get over that, the sooner we accept that, the sooner we can see English as another language with its own set of sounds and its own set of rules and even its own cadence, its own rhythm, its own pace. And obviously it depends on who's speaking it as well. So excellent job, Chris, proving what I said before right. All right, let's see. Chris says, oh, and I forgot to say good morning, guys. No worries, Chris. We know it's a given. All right. Also, Chris has got something to say referring to the Say What soundbite. She says, I heard an American man trying to play hard to get or sound mysterious. I think he's trying to seduce a gal. Ahora, te doy un totally native por el to play hard to get. Hacerse el duro. Wow. Excellent, Chris. I haven't heard students use that very often. Are you playing hard to get? No, I just don't like you. No. Are you playing? No, just not interested. So to play hard to get, hacerse el duro, como, no, I'm not interested, when really you probably are, right? It's a good technique, because I remember when I was younger in high school, if you showed a girl that you liked her too much, she'd be like, yeah, it's too obvious. So you have to play hard to get a little bit. Great, Chris. Excellent vocabulary. And she says he's trying to seduce a gal. It's a totally native way of saying a girl. Guys and gals. G-A-L. Excellent job, Chris. Wow. All right, a couple things I wanted to look at, a couple things I wanted to highlight. As always, I like to highlight things from our audio clips, and this way we make sure we learn all those juicy little lessons that we can get. The first one I wanted to look at was the word jerga. We have two words for the word jerga. You have one, because jerga técnica y jerga de la calle, pero es jerga, right? All right, let's see if you know those two words in English. No hay que apuntar nada más. A ver si lo sabes en voz alta. Jerga de calle, esa creo que lo sabéis. Slang, right? I like learning slang. A mí me gusta aprender jerga. Luego, otra cosa es, yo decido dónde usarlo. No es que voy a una entrevista usando jerga de la calle. But I like to know it. Sure. I like to know the way people are speaking, not robots, right? So that's de ahí jerga, slang. En jerga de abogado o jerga de médico o tal, we say that one is jargon. Jargon. Jargón se escribe con J. Jargon. All right, so both words exist, but in English we have two different words for them. We also looked at trial. To be on trial. He's on trial for murder. Sería la estructura. Está en juicio, no están no, to be on trial. Literalmente viene del verbo to try. They're trying him for murder. He's on trial for murder. His trial is set for next week. Set, programado. Toma, vamos a ver esa palabra ahora mismo, de hecho. So, otro uso de set. His trial is set for next week. Y trial también es prueba. Piénsalo, es probar, es poner a prueba, right? Think about it. A lot of companies give you a trial period. Periodo de prueba. ¿Ves cómo vemos mucho más que solo juicio detrás de esa palabra? Porque no es solo juicio, es poner a juicio. They tried him, right? He's on trial. When he started at the new company, they gave him a trial period. Pero cuidado, no es trial, sino trial. We also looked at the word lawsuit, right? El verbo is to sue. If you sue somebody, well, then you're involved in a lawsuit. And Sue como nombre de la chica. Oh, Peggy, 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 Peggy Sue, Peggy Sue. Don't sue me, Peggy Sue. Please. Please don't sue me. I don't need any lawsuits. Don't mix those words up, though, because the word sue, S-U-E, does not sound like S-E-W. Nope. ¿Cómo suena S-E-W? To sew. Eso es. Coser. So write that one down, porque no, claro, en un mundo lógico esa palabra sería sue, pero esto es inglés. Por eso lo indico. So, apunta estas palabras que confunden, okay? The first one, sue, demandar, S-U-E. The second one, sew, S-E-W, pero apunta la pronunciación, es S-O. Es como decir, sew, you like to sew? Así que te gusta coser? Well, no, not that kind of sew. I like to sow seeds. Y ese es otro S-O-W, que es sembrar. I like to sow seeds while my grandmother sews me a jacket. But I hope nobody sues us. Okay? So be careful. Those words, I know that they can be quite confusing. And we looked at the word plaintiff, defendant, the judge, the jury. These are different components in a courtroom. You've also got the lawyer or the attorney. You can say either one. I believe the British say barrister. If I'm not mistaken, they say barrister. So those are just a few things that I wanted to point out that I thought were worth bringing up or broaching, as Laura taught us yesterday. To broach mencionar, no? Sugerir. So excellent stuff. All right, let's see. Born to Iron Man is taking a stab at today's pop quiz. He is ready. I told you he was ready. He says the series is set in New York. Yes, all set. Preparado. A set, un juego de algo. We looked at it yesterday. To set up, concretar. It's set for next week. So it's a very rich word. ¿Y cómo se conjuga set? Lo vimos con to set your alarm. Also, if you let something set, sacas un bizcocho del horno, you got to let it set or settle. So, wow. Okay? It is set up, montar. Okay, guys, before the presentation, I need to set everything up. So, whoa. Por ser tres letras tan pequeñas, tiene tantos usos. Pero bien, ya la conocemos. Y es facilísimo de conjugar, como acabamos de ver. Set. So great. The series is set in New York. I love it. The next one. I'm going to be straight with you. Me vale. Let me be straight with you. I'm going to be straight with you. Okay, excellent. I love it. And the last one. He's going to give a good talking to. Solo te falta a quién. He's going to give me or her, porque falta ahí la persona. Okay, lo único que metería, he's going to give quien sea, va justo después de give, a good talking to. Me encanta. Le va a dar un buen hablar. A good talking to. Me encanta. Great job, Born to Iron Man. Let's see, Chris. The series is set in New York. Perfecto. Also, you can say takes place. Pero acuérdate, ya para historias es set siempre. Pero no diríamos, the meeting is set tomorrow. No, the meeting will take place tomorrow. But you can say, it's set for tomorrow. O sea, que sí lo puedes usar, pero cambia la estructura. Ojo. Right? No es que sepamos la palabra set y todos los usos que sabemos usarlo. Tenemos que saber, esta va con for, esta no va con for, right? So these are things we need to take note of, how they show up in the language, ¿no? Cómo se presentan en el idioma. So excellent. The next one, she says, I told him bluntly, te falta una L. I told him bluntly he had to go. Great. Francamente, bluntly. James Blunt. James Franco. Bueno, ¿no hay un actor que se llama James Franco? Pues también es James Blunt. The next one, she says, we have a bone to pick. The only thing is, no se usa como entre nosotros. So there you would have to say, la estructura, I have a bone to pick with you. She has a bone to pick with me. Entonces nos falta quien recibe por el uso de esto. Y no es el tenemos entre nosotros, like we get along, no, I get along with her, mejor, no, we get along sí que vale, pero te estoy dando otro ejemplo, okay? So we have a bone to pick with the team members, entonces lo tenemos perfecto, to have a bone to pick with someone, okay? And the last one, I'm going to give him a piece of my mind, le voy a dar un trozo de mi mente. Totally native. Wow. Excellent job. All right. Wow. So make no bones about it. Era la única que faltaba, pero bueno, lo habéis expresado de otra manera. But also make no bones about it. I'm coming. Ahí voy a estar. Or si queremos decir alguien fue muy franco, he made no bones about it. He was really upset. No se escondió. Lo dijo alto y claro. Excellent job to my show with no namers. Lovely job. I'll tell you what, before our quick commercial break, why don't I give you a little challenge? It's homophones on the show with no name.
Homophones on the show with no name. It's homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. Homophones on the show with no name. Cause homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. 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 Show it no,
That's right, amigos. It's homophones only on the show with no name. All right, the first word is cortar. It has many other meanings, but the one you'll know right off the bat, sin pensarlo más, es cortar. Es recortar. O sea, tiene muchos phrasal verbs. O sea, y lo bueno es como set. O sea, se conjuga de la misma manera en las tres columnas. Me encantan estos verbos irregulares tan fáciles, ¿no? So, cortar would be the primary use, but then it has many other uses. We'll take a look at it. And the second one is something you ask for in a hotel. Bueno, sois tres. There are three of you. There's a queen size bed, and you say, can we get a catre? You say, catre. So it's a portable bed. Es bueno saberlo si viajas con familiares o necesitáis, no queréis otra habitación. You don't need another room. You just need a catre, a portable bed. That is the second word. So the first word, cortar, me corté con el catre, right? So it's a foldable, plegable kind of bed that they can just roll into the room. I'm sure you're all familiar with it, and those are your homophones. We'll see if you're familiar with the words and their pronunciation, but right now we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we've got tons of stuff to cover, plus we're going to hear from some of our show with no-namers. So if I were you guys, I wouldn't even think of going anywhere. Stick around. Yes. Welcome back, amigos. Welcome back. This is the second half of today's show with no name here on Vaughn Radio, where you can learn English with us day in, day out. Toma. Una forma muy nativa de decir día tras día, day in, day out. Also, folks, I just got an email. Remember how I told you guys I subscribe to the Vaughn email list? Well, we've got a lot of things. We've got our Masters in Inglés, Vaughn Groups, Curso de Inglés Intensivo Premium. Also, we've got the Oxford Test of English. If you want more information about any of our courses, you can write us an email, cursos@grupovaughn.com. Again, that's cursos@grupovaughn.com. Also, you got the phone number 911. Eso es urgencia en inglés. 911-335831. 911-335831. Or stop by the website, grupovaughn.com. Lots of wonderful initiatives and ways to learn English. From our masters to Disney Vaughn English, to one-to-one classes, group classes, online courses, whatever it is your heart desires, as far as English is concerned, we've got you covered. GrupoVaughn.com. Also, download the Vaughn Radio app and learn English with us for free every day. All right, folks, it's time for our Say What soundbite. Again, it's from a comedy. And Chris, you were on point. The only thing, I'll tell you the story here now. It is a guy in drag, vestido de mujer. So it's a guy who's in drag and he's hitting on another guy. Okay, para darte. So, es un tío vestido de mujer que le está tirando los tejos, who's hitting on, to hit on es el verbo, okay, who's hitting on another guy. All right, just to give you the scene. And again, it's from an extremely popular movie from, I think it was the 80s, late 80s, early 90s. Let me check. I can check right now. But it's a movie I know you know. You have a different name for it. It came out in 88. Okay, and the movie came out in 1988. Well, either way, here's your Say What soundbite for the third time. We'll see if you can get some more from it.
I hope you don't mind me coming over and sitting down. But I've been watching you all evening. And I want to tear you apart. And your friend too.
¿Te gustaría abrir puertas a nuevas oportunidades y estar listo para cualquier desafío? Con el máster de inglés del Grupo Vaughan podrás transformar tu futuro. Este programa intensivo te ayudará a dominar el inglés profesional, perfeccionar tu comunicación y ganar la confianza que necesitas para conseguir tus objetivos. Nuestros profesores Vaughan especializados te prepararán para afrontar en inglés todas las situaciones de comunicación en un entorno profesional. No dejes que el inglés sea una barrera. Invierte en tu futuro con el máster de inglés profesional del Grupo Vaughan. Llámanos al 91-133-5833 o entra en grupovaughan.com.
That's right, amigos. GrupoVaughn.com. That's where you can find out all the information you'll need about master's programs or any of our initiatives. All right, let's go on over here to our chat room. The first person to participate in our homophone section is Born to Iron Man. The two words are correct, sir. And he says they don't sound alike. All right, let's see. Chris Valrol, she says and are not homophones. Okay, so two of my brightest students, más brillantes, and I mean that, and I know you guys will vouch for them. Ponéis la mano en el fuego por ellos. Do you trust them? I do. All right. So the first word is cut. Okay, say it with me. Cut. El sonido vocal, siempre que decimos, pero ¿cómo es el sonido vocal? Pues quitamos el k y el t, los consonantes, y nos quedamos con a. Y no solo es fijarte en el sonido del vocal, sino también cuánto dura. All right, if it's a long or a short one, like book, as opposed to cut, the second word, which we'll look at in a moment. Okay, so the first word, cut, cut. How do we conjugate it? Cut, cut, cut. Okay. And you can imagine it's got so many uses, right? Cut, to literally cut something. You can cut something with scissors. You can cut yourself, right? You can have a cut. También es sustantivo. Tengo un corte, a cut here. You can cut down on sweets, reducir consumo de algo, to cut down on expenses, right? You can cut corners. Companies do that a lot. They cut corners. They try and save money, in ways that are quite obvious, right? Which again, they're like, oh, we saved 20,000. Yeah, but everybody knows it. So I don't know, cut corners es hacer recortes, pero no de la forma, no tiene, it doesn't sound good. Oh, we had to cut corners. Oh, well, that means you don't have the full thing, right? So to cut down on, also to cut back on significa lo mismo. We're cutting back on, business trips. Vamos a ir reduciendo algo. To cut someone off is to interrupt them. Don't cut me off, okay? No me interrumpes. Also, if we're driving, you better not cut me off. No entres delante de mí peligrosamente, que al final es lo mismo, interrumpir. Okay, to cut something up, cortarlo, pero en trozos, right? It'll happen, sometimes you have an old credit card, ¿no? Un antiguo tarjeta de débito o crédito, you cut it up. That means en trocitos pequeños. Lo mismo que rip it up and tear it up es romper con la mano, no cortar, right? Rip it up, tear it up, pero en los tres casos significa en pedazos, right? O sea, que podemos asociar el up con pedazos, en pedazos, right? Okay. Also, if you're a cut up in class, that means that you're always joking around. You're always clowning around. I was a class cut up. A ver cómo lo ponen. He's really cut up, payaso de la clase, right? He's the class cut up. He's always cutting up in class. O sea, eso podría ser un quadruple trouble, el cut up. Okay, we said cut down, cut away. Tenemos también expresiones, right? Cut to the chase, vaya al grano. Cut the crap, ya está con la mierda, ya está con las tonterías. Cut the crap, cut the shit, okay? Cut. Y también, claro, si estamos hablando de series, cut, corta, cut. All right, so say it with me, cut. Let's rhyme it, okay? Cut. Esto es muy importante que that you guys say these aloud, que lo digáis, ¿no? Que lo digáis en voz alta. It's important that you say it aloud. So cut rhymes with mutt. A mutt es un perro de muchas razas. A mutt. Cut. Mutt. Okay? A hut. Pizza Hut. El chiringuito de la pizza. Pizza Hut. Cut. Okay? A rut, un mal momento. He's in a rut. R-U-T. Rut. Okay? Si quitamos todo, es a. Y todos hemos hecho eso. I don't know. No, es una muletilla ahí, ese sonido vocal. And the second one, abrimos la boca aquí. Cut. El otro cut, ahí no abro la boca. Cut. Apenas. In this one, cut. Look at what happens. Caught. My mouth is open when I finish. Caught. So caught rhymes with bot. Un robot o un bot en internet. We don't say bot, we say bot. Es cortito, no es Te lo estoy diciendo en largo para que lo oigas, pero realmente es cortito. Bot. Caught. Dot. Punto. It's 12 o'clock on the dot. Today I have a lot of snot. I know, TMI, too much information, pero bueno, se me ha ocurrido y es verdad. It's based on a true story. Tengo mucho moco. I've got a lot of snot today. But it's not a problem. It's not. O sea, ese sonido muy, muy importante. So, excellent job. Born to Iron Man and Chris Valrol. All right, it's time for a section where we hear from you, our show with no namers. It's Question of the Week.
Question of the Week.
That's right, amigos. Question of the Week. And this week's question is a deep one. This month, we've been doing a lot of soul searching. And the question is, what's been the toughest phase of your life or the toughest stage of your life so far? Hasta ahora. All right. Or thus far, como hemos visto. So first up, we're going to hear from our movie queen. Your undivided attention, please. It's Chris Valrol.
Morning, show with the namers, Chris Van Roll here.
Hello.
A long time ago, I worked at a company where I was very happy. My mates were like family. After 2 years working there, they didn't renew my contract,
Ouch.
putting forward stupid reasons.
Oh, man.
I won't go into detail, but
But it was unfair, it sounds.
we all knew there were political reasons,
Yep.
so to speak.
There's always politics involved, so to speak. Excellent, Chris, como quien dice, por así decirlo. So far, Chris, you sound great.
Behind my layoff.
Layoff, despido, palabrón. Excellent.
I was really angry and sad.
Rightfully so. Merecidamente.
I sued the company.
I sued, demandé. Hey, did you... Chris, stop reading my mind. We looked at the word sue today. Y lo has usado perfectamente.
I wanted my job back, but I only won the unfair dismissal claim.
Uh-huh.
I didn't handle the issue very well, but finally I was able to get over that setback.
Get over setback.
And
Buenísimo.
life goes on and you learn. Surely nowadays I'd weather the storm better. Thank you. Bye-bye.
To weather the storm, capear el temporal, aguantar. Wow. Chris, you sounded great. And the good thing, now, after the fact, you can tell by the way you're speaking about it, you have gotten over it, you have moved on, and you have learned your lesson, and that's the key. So, interesting story. You expressed yourself beautifully, and at the same time, you used idiomatic expressions, and great. I can't really say too much except wonderful job. You can tell, se nota, that you practice speaking every week, Chris. And if I were your boss, I wouldn't have fired you. No way, Jose. All right, up next, we've got another superstar. It's Born to Iron Man.
All soldiers, attention! BTI, present, sir! One of the toughest phases of my life began when I had to leave home to complete my mandatory military service.
Oh, man.
I was surrounded by people I didn't know.
Yeah, it must be crazy because now, now there's not a draft. A draft es cuando te dicen tú vas, como una lotería. But back then, I know, even a few years before I moved here, there was still mandatory military service. In fact, you want to hear something? I was recruited. I was of the right age because I have a Spanish passport. And I remember getting a letter to my home in the United States saying, are you ready? Come on, you've been summoned, you've been called, you've been drafted. Luckily, I was in college, universidad, and I was able to go to the embassy with my grades, con mis notas, and say, hey, bad timing. And they let me out of it, but I almost had to go, Born to Iron Man. But I know many people from our generation and older, they had no choice. No tenían elección. So let's continue.
In an environment where everything was unfamiliar. For the first time, I had to give up control over my routine.
Cuidado, no control, sino control, right? Eso es un error muy, muy común. No control, control, ¿no? Énfasis en la segunda parte.
My time and many personal decisions, I learned how to accept orders.
Yeah, you had to literally uproot your life, ¿no? Levantar las raíces.
Without question. The first month, being away from my family and my comfort zone was harder than I expected.
Expected, right? Tenemos que oír esa K, ese sonido de K, expected.
There were moments of my loneliness, frustration, and doubt. But that experience forced me to grow up quickly. I learned discipline, responsibility, and how to work with people who were very different from me. Looking back, it was a challenging phase, but it shaped my character.
It shaped.
It taught me resilience, and helped me discover strength I didn't know I had. This means Fallout Rompanfilas. You are free to go.
Dismissed. Fallout. Yeah. Well, look, there's the silver lining. You know, the bad part, the negative part. I'm a kid. I leave my home. I'm in unfamiliar surroundings with unfamiliar people. People are barking orders at me. Get up, sir. Drop and give me. And you're like, oh my God. But also, maybe, and this is just, you know, I have no proof here, but who knows if you would be doing the Ironman competitions if you hadn't had that discipline. So again, all of these tough experiences, as you said, they helped mold us. All right, excellent job, Chris Valrol, born to Ironman. Let's hear from another student who never misses her date with the question of the week. It's Elena.
Good morning, everyone. This is Elena.
Hello.
Replying this question of the week, I reckoned, as everybody else in the world, one of the toughest moments in my life was when the pandemic hit in 2020.
Sure.
Unfortunately, my father passed away in a hospital where no visits were allowed.
So sad. And Elena, I'm sorry. And I've heard many stories like that, including in my own family. So yeah, I feel your pain.
That was a rough period, not only for me, but for many other people who sadly lost their loved ones. I guess another tough phase in my life was when we moved with our newborn baby to a completely different country, South Africa.
Oh, God.
When I knew no one, and although my husband had lived there most of his life, everything for me was new.
New baby, new country. It's a lot of new stuff at the same time, and that can be overwhelming. Abrumador.
I wasn't that confident with my English back then, and
well, now you are. I can tell you, you're confident.
It was really tough getting used to settling down, finding a job, a house, raising a baby. It was like sink or swim. But
Great.
I guess we made it, and we were really happy there. So God bless South Africa. Bye-bye, everyone.
Sink or swim, do or die, todo o nada. Well, those are the moments, as we just said, that mold you, that make you, that forge you. To forge, forjar, right? Don't you say the same thing there? So excellent. Wow. Really wonderful stories. You all sound great. And the greatest thing is you all came out so far in one piece. Ileso. All right. And with a lesson learned, the takeaway, como lo llamamos. All right. Up next, a guy whose name I absolutely love. Surely I do. It's Alberto.
Hello, this is Alberto speaking.
Hello,
again.
Alberto.
I'm going to answer the profound question of this week.
Sure.
If I have to pick up the toughest period of my life, I would definitely choose the COVID-19 pandemic without a doubt.
I've heard that answer.
It was a turning point for me and for many people. I was affected in many ways. For instance, at the very beginning, lockdown forced me to stay away from my loved ones, especially my parents and my close friends.
Horrible.
I also remember as a nightmare, for instance, going to do the shopping with a mask and gloves and disinfect.
Gloves, not gloves, sino se pronuncia como amor o amo. I love, vamos a decir esta frase todos, I love your gloves. I love your gloves.
Every single product. It was like you were trapped in a science fiction movie.
Dystopian, yeah.
However, every cloud has a silver lining.
Excellent expression.
And I learned to appreciate the small things we used to take for granted, like a simple walk in the park, a hug, a kiss.
The sun on your face.
In a nutshell, spending quality time with the people you want to. In conclusion, COVID-19 left deep scars in many people, including me, but on the other hand, also make some of us evolve and become better human beings. This is all for today. Really looking forward to doing the next one. Have a good weekend.
Excellent job, Alberto. You used native expressions. You sounded confident. You sounded cool, calm, and collect. que es una expresión que significa con todo bajo control. And that's our goal, right? So that when we're speaking, people are comfortable because we're comfortable. Remember, that's really the key. If you're comfortable, then the person who you're talking to is going to be comfortable. If you're nervous, if you're fidgety, if you're like, that's going to reflect on the person you're speaking to. All right, well, we need to hear from Turani, Nuria, and Alfonso, but we're going to hear from them in the fourth and final part of the show. Right now, I'm going to give you another challenge. It's our double trouble. Yeah. Double trouble, baby. Yeah, you know what time it is. Give it up. Double trouble. I said double trouble. Double trouble. I said double trouble. That's right, my amigos. It is time for today's double trouble. Let's see if you can figure it out. I'll tell you what, this is one of those ones that when I said it, I said, guys, I'm going to write it down. Well, I did, and here it is. So what does that mean? You should be familiar with these words. Let's see. Si comes demasiado rápido, podrías atragantarte. Y entonces me emocionaría, me cuesta eso, me quedaría sin habla, okay? Me quedaría en shock, mudo, right? So to be emotional, to be unable to speak, quedarse mudo, you also say, all right? Como emocionarse tanto que no puedes ni hablar a veces. We've all felt it at some time or another, especially during these trying moments. Y mira, vemos la palabra try otra vez, que vimos trial, to try someone, but also trying as an adjective means difficult. So today we're talking about trying moments in our life. So I hope you'll try today's double trouble. You have to use the same word twice. And again, it's si comes demasiado rápido, podrías atragantarte. Y entonces me emocionaría, me quedaría en shock, sin palabras. That's your double trouble. You've got to use the same word twice, amigos. And right now, we are off to what is our final commercial break. I hope you guys are having fun. I hope you're enjoying the show, and I hope you're going to continue to listen to all the other amazing programs here on Vaughn Radio. Right after today's show, you've got Speaking with Confidence with Ale. You've got the Pro Bow Show. Well, no, the Lunchtime Show. Pro Bow Show's in the morning. Lunchtime Show with Rob Grams. Let's Get Random with Jules Linares. Speak English with Ruby. The Salad with Dave Boyes. Kyle Miller and Drive Time. Chris Frank and Frankly Speaking. Jessica Fernandez and The Hour to Empower. Richard Vaughn. And don't forget about Fitz in his program, No Excuses. You can learn English all day for free with the Vaughn Radio app. Folks, we'll be right back with much more, so stick around. Yes. Welcome back, folks. Welcome back. This is the fourth and final part of today's show with No Name. Thank you so much for joining us, folks. It's a great pleasure to be here with you, teaching you English and learning and laughing here on the show with No Name. A couple comments. Chris Valrol says, thank you. As I said, obladi, oblada, life goes on, la la la. You didn't say that, but I've decided to turn it into a musical. Your comment. Life goes on, absolutely. And she says, and the best part is, I'm still in touch with my best friend from that company. Great, sure. In fact, I still hang out with a lot of people who don't work at Vaughn anymore, who used to work at Vaughn. Of course I do. Nacho, Juanjo, Tino, they're my friends. We have a WhatsApp group and we hang out. So, you know, no company can take that from you. All right, folks. Also, Chris says many people had a terrible time during the pandemic. Yeah, and also now in retrospect, a lot of people say maybe we took too many extreme measures for a flu, para una gripe. I don't know. Hey, just saying, people say. You don't want my opinion. You do not want my opinion. All right, let's take a look over here and see what you guys had to say about our Double Trouble Challenge. Chris Valrol says, if you eat too fast or if you gobble too fast, you could choke. Then I'd choke up. Well, the only thing is, we use it. Well, yeah, you can say it. Yeah, you can use it as a verb. It's weird. I wouldn't, but it is correct. You're right. Then I'd choke up. It's correct, Chris. I would say, then I'll get choked up, right? To get choked up es emocionarse. To get choked up or to choke up. I always choke up when I hear this, or I get choked up. La diferencia, si empleamos el get, empleamos el ed. But it's correct as Chris put it. If you eat too fast, you could choke. Then I'd choke up or I'd get choked up. And again, piénsalo. Como estás llorando tanto, estás tan emocionado que te atragantas. So again, it does make sense. Uno es por comida y otro es porque pues no puedes, ¿no? Con la emoción. Also, just be careful because you say ahogarse también. Well, that one in the water is not to choke. In the water, it's to drown, right? So that's why I said atragantarse, because I know the other one can also mean en el mar, ¿no? En el agua, o también atragantarse, ahogarse. So there you go, my amigos. You guys know I've gotten choked up here on the show many times. Well, I'm a sensitive guy. I try to be sensible too, right? Esos false friends. Sensitive, un poco sensible. But also I'm sensible, pienso las cosas, sensato. Just make sure you don't mix them up, because those two adjectives, although they may seem similar, are kind of the exact opposite. If you're sensible, you're not guided by your emotions. You're guided by, okay, let's make some sense of this. And if you're sensitive, you're guided by your emotions. But I think it's good to have a little bit of both, right? You should be emotional. You should feel stuff. You should be empathetic, right? What's the other option? To feel nothing. No thanks. No thanks. But also people who are all feeling with no filter. We all have a couple of those in our lives, and we know what that's like. That can be a bit tiring sometimes. So excellent job, Chris. All right. Also, I'm going to give you the Say What soundbite for the fourth time. Now, I thought somebody was going to get it today, but I guess not. Well, we shall see. This is your last chance.
I hope you don't mind me coming over and sitting down. But I've been watching you all evening. And I want to tear you apart. And your friend, too.
Common mistake. People is a very common mistake I correct in class. Students say people is working too much. But people is plural, so we say people are working too much. Another example. People are unhappy with the situation. Small corrections like this instantly improve how professional someone sounds. Understanding this helps professionals prepare better and feel more confident, exactly what we work on in the Executive Master.
That's right, folks. The executive master at Vaughn. All right. Well, we need to hear from some of our classmates. It's great. Again, thank you to all of you who participated. And if you'd like to participate, next week's question of the week is, what's your motto? ¿Cuál es tu eslogan? All right. Up next, we've got Turani. And Turani, she wore her heart on her sleeve. Well, all of you did, but also, well, this was the first one I received, and, well, I got a little bit choked up para usar el vocabulario. So here she is, your amazing classmate, Turani.
Hi there, segundo namers.
Hello.
This is Turani speaking.
Sup?
I wasn't sure if I should participate in this week's question of the week, to be honest, because it's been a very tough time.
Mm-hmm. But we're here for
my
you.
lowest point, I started participating in the show, daily at first and now weekly. And it really helped me to get through it.
Excellent.
So this is my way of saying thank you for everything you've done for me by sharing a bit of my life. The most difficult phase of my life was, without a shadow of a doubt, the period
Sinatismo.
after my leukemia diagnosis.
Leukemia.
Everything that followed.
Sure. Just the word is
it
scary.
Turned my life upside down.
Me dio la vida, me volcó la vida. It turned my life upside down. Of course. I mean, what do you expect? Of course. I mean, just hearing the word, you know, it's the word cancer. Just hearing that word gives me like the heebie-jeebies. All right, Turani, let's continue.
But with time, I start to leave things behind and forget the suffering. So I prefer to focus on the beautiful and happy moments that have come since then. Now, I'm just taking one day at a time and moving forward. Thanks a bunch for everything. So with no numbers. Catch you later.
Wow. Well, Turani, I'll give you 4 words. You are not alone. We're here for you, and you've got tons of friends all over Spain and all over the world who are here for you, and it's great. You know, the silver lining that Turani said, I found solace. No dijo esa palabra, but I found solace in the show with no name, in participating. And wow, that's, that's very touching. Muy conmovedor. I'm going to get choked up right now. Consuelo, solaz, right? Comfort. You found solace in the show with no name. Se escribe solafe. So thank you again, Turani. I'm sure that was not easy to share because, well, it's just, as I said, the C word. There's the F word, fuck, and then there's the C word, cancer. And those are 2 words that nobody ever wants to hear directed at them. Correct? So thank you again, Turani. The expression, she wore her heart on her sleeve. Bueno, todos lo habéis hecho. And that's sincerarte. And your English sounds great too, so keep it up. All right, up next, we've got a student who never misses a date with us here. It's Nuria.
Morning, Alberto and Segundo namers.
Morning.
This is Nuria. As for this week's question, I have to tell you that the first tough stage was when I was 12 years old. In that phase of my life, my grandma passed away, and it triggered me a profound feeling of sadness.
Sure.
Over the time, I realized that when the time comes, we all have to leave this world, but somehow I know that my grandma is still present
Absolutely. Yeah, I guess it's your first time you see death up close is when you lose a grandparent or a great grandparent. And not only do you mourn that person, estar de luto por esa persona, but you're faced with your own immortality, obviously.
In my heart, and she's protecting me.
She
Another
is.
tough period happened 5 years ago when my father suffered a third episode of pancreatitis.
Oh, pancreatitis.
What was supposed to be a simple surgery became all the contrary. I left everything behind
Sure.
to be by his side, take care of him, and help my man out. Thank God, 6 months later, my dad was alive and kicking. These two events were the toughest ones in my life. And that's all. Take care, amigos. Thank you.
Excellent job. Wow, Nuria. As I always say, your parents are very lucky to have such a wonderful daughter, and we're very lucky to have such a wonderful friend. Thank you, Nuria, for your contributions, and you sounded great. You sounded fantastic. All right, last but certainly not least, and he's been participating a lot, it's Alfonso.
Alberto, it's Alfonso from Ruby.
What's up?
About 15 years ago, I had one of the most stressful and funny experiences of my career.
And funniest.
I had to travel to India to give a presentation about my software to a very important hotel chain.
Okay.
This software was already being used by some of the best hotel chains in the world, like Radisson and others.
Very well known. Radisson, sure.
The plan was simple: show all the features and convince them. But there was one problem. My English wasn't very good back then.
Oh, boy.
I stood in front of 25 Indian professionals and started my presentation. While I was speaking, they kept moving their heads from side to side. All the time. Every time I asked, "Do you understand?" they did the same movement. In Spain, that gesture means no. So imagine how I felt.
Oh, God.
I thought, oh no, they don't understand anything I'm saying. I got more and more nervous as
Sure.
the presentation went on.
No nervos, nervous is, right? Nervous. That's normal, sure. You're like, uh-oh, this crowd is, I'm losing the crowd. Pierdo el público.
Finally, a colleague came up to me and said,
Came up
"Relax.
to me. Se acercó.
In India, that hit movements actually means yes."
Oh.
It was such a relief. Looking back, it was exhausting, stressful, and also kind of funny. A good reminder that communication isn't just about language. It's also
Communication.
about culture.
Absolutely.
Goodbye.
Yeah, we don't just communicate with our mouths. We use our eyes. We use gestures. Excellent job, folks. You really knocked it out of the park in our question of the week. And I urge you all to participate next week as well. Right now, it's time for Name That Movie. Name That Movie. Yes, that's right, amigos. It's Name That Movie here on the show with no name. Let's take a look at today's movie. This is great because we're going to learn from the title. Hasta el título. Vamos a hacer que no miramos nada. Solo el título nos va a enseñar algo. Okay. When a recently discharged Marine struggles to adjust to civilian life, his commanding officer brings him back to the military to train, to lead a group of misfit JORTC cadets. JORTC is Junior Reserve Officers Training Corps. Madre mia. I didn't know that either. Don't worry. It's a military thing for training. So when a recently discharged Marine, okay, a soldier. So discharged, dado de baja. Dado de alta is discharged from a hospital. Dado de baja is discharged from the military. O sea, para que veas que cambia ahí dependiendo. And he struggles to adjust, lucha para ajustarse to civilian life, la vida de civil. His commanding officer brings him back to the military to train. and to lead a group of misfit, JORTC, eso no hay que saberlo, cadetes. No? You say the same thing. All right? Yes, Chris Valrol got it, folks. It's Major Pain. That's right. It's Major Pain. Now, do you get it? Major is a military title. Major is comandante. Excuse me. Sorry, as I said, I'm stuffed up today, so bear with me. Paciencia conmigo. The other option was to cancel the show, and that's always last resort. Último recurso. Plus, I feel fine. It's just a little bit uncomfortable. That's all. So, Major, Comandante Mayor. But also, if I tell you you're a Major Pain, gran. Eres un gran pesado. Major Pain. Her little brother's a Major Pain. Pues esto es el nombre también. Major Pain. Comandante Dolor, pero también he's a Major Pain. Es un gran pesado. You see that double meaning over there? All right, let's take a look at the scene from this movie, Major Pain. It's a movie that came out in 1995, and it stars Damon Wayans and Michael Ironside. All right, let's see what we've got here. We'll pluck some English from it. Major Pain says, maybe what he needs is for you to pop your titty out of his mouth and let the boy grow up. ¿Lo pillas? O sea, deja de darle la teta, está diciendo. Okay, now he's saying it figuratively because we're talking about a grown man. Okay, deja de mamar y que te den la teta. So maybe what he needs is for you to pop your titty out of his mouth, sacar tu teta de su boca, and let the boy grow up. And Emily says, excuse me? What did you say? ¿Qué dijiste? And Major Pain says, I didn't stutter. No tartamudeé. I didn't stutter. I said, pop your titty out of his mouth and stop babying him. And Emily says, I don't call it babying. I call it nurturing. And nurture es cuidar de alguien, ¿no? De hecho, hablamos siempre en la psicología, nature versus nurture. Eres como eres porque la naturaleza o porque te han criado así. And Major Pain says, I call it neutering. To neuter es lo que han hecho a mi gato, cortarle los huevos. So he said, she said nurture, and he said neuter. All right, well, there you go, folks. This is Major Pain, and it's time to move on to some major jokes.
Thank you. Okay, what did the guy say when he walked into the bar? Ouch! Ouch! You get it? Ouch! He walked into the bar. You're joking.
That's right, amigos. You're joking. Now, since we were talking about hotels, and I didn't know Alfonso was going to talk about hotels too, but we talked about a cot before. ¿Te acuerdas de esa palabra? Let's take a look at some hotel jokes. Now, por favor, hay que pronunciarlo. It's not hotel, it's hotel. Okay? So I asked the hotel for a wake-up call. You know what they said? They said, life is short. Follow your dreams. ¿Lo pillaste? No. I asked the hotel for a wake-up call. Pedí una llamada de que me despierten. Y me dijeron, life is short. Follow your dreams. A wake-up call también significa un toque de atención. So I know we've looked at that before. So that was a wake-up. We talked about it today. A lot of times when these things happen to us, it's a wake-up call. Un toque de atención. I got to pay attention, right? I think it was Alberto who said, I realized, I had to, do something. It was a wake-up call. All right, another one. The hotel towels disappeared. I guess they must have checked out. No? Okay, to check out is a way of saying to die. It can also mean to leave. Marcharse, irse, morir, same idea, right? Now you'll know from the context. Where's John? Yeah, he checked out. Ahora, si no ha muerto, es que ya se ha ido. pero he checked out many years ago. Se fue del hotel. You get it? So the hotel towels disappeared. I guess they must have checked out. Se marcha. All right, folks. It's time for famous birthday trivia.
Famous birthdays for you. Famous birthdays for me. Famous birthdays for everyone on the show with no name. Famous birthdays for him. Famous birthdays for her. Famous birthdays for everyone on the show with no name.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. It is famous birthday trivia here on the show with no name. Let's see what we've got. The first person is an actor, a Canadian actor, I should say, who was born today in 1950. Now, he's been in many movies. He was in Top Gun, where he played Jester, bromista, Jester, or Buffon. He was also in Total Recall, Starship Troopers, and he was also in Major Payne. You mean today's name, that movie? Yeah, Major Payne. He was in it. All right, number 2, this guy was in The Doors. That's right. Break on through to the other side. Break on through to the other side. Yeah. He played the keyboard. Teclas, right? And last but not least, this American actor and talk show host was very popular because he had his show called The Show, que es su nombre, but he was also in the movie Martial Law. He was in Coming to America. You call it El Príncipe de Zamunda? Peliculón. He was also in Coming to America 2, Harlem Nights, and, well, he was also the host of Star Search, which is a program where they're looking for future talent. You know, algo como Operación Triunfo, this kind of talent show. All right, number 1 is Michael Ironside. Number 2, Ray Manzarek from The Doors. And number 3, Arsenio Hall. Arsenio Hall. And that's going to bring us over to our Say What soundbite. This is a clip from Coming to America. Coming to America, El Príncipe de Zamunda. All right, Coming to America. And it's Arsenio Hall. He plays his sidekick, his assistant. You know, the prince? Well, el asistente, que hace de otros 20 personajes. And here he's dressed up as a woman. And they're interviewing women at a club, like who's going to be the new princess, you know? And of course, the funny part is that the scene is, but they look at each other. O sea, and your friend too está hablando con sí mismo. O sea, es la broma un poco. Te voy a devorar y a tu amigo también. Y le mira y he spits out his drink, but es que es la misma persona. And Eddie Murphy is also in the scene as well. So he goes, I hope you don't mind me coming over and sitting down. Espero que no te importa que me acerque y me asiente. But I've been watching you all evening. Pero te he estado mirando toda la tarde. And I want to tear you apart. Y te quiero devorar. I want to tear you apart. And your friend too. Y tu amigo también. And the friend spits out his drink, pero como te digo, está hablando con sí mismo. Uno es un personaje en el vestido y el otro es el del asistente del rey, del príncipe. So, excellent job, Chris. You got the famous birthdays and you're trying to get the Say What soundbite, but they won't let you. No te deja YouTube. Well, folks, all I can say is wonderful job. Thank you so much to all of you for bringing the magic every day. Really. It's been an absolute pleasure. That's for all of you. And I hope you will participate in our question of the week next week. Remember, we've moved it to Thursdays for the time being. But folks, now we've got to get going. We're going to hit the road with an amazing song called Roadhouse. You get it? We're going to hit the road. It's by The Doors. It came out in 1970. And if you like blues, then this is a blues song. This is, okay, yeah, the Doors were a rock band, but you can see their blues, or I should say you can hear their blues influence. So this is Roadhouse. If you'd like to sing along with me, Google the lyrics. Thank you so much, everybody, and ciao for now. Come on. Keep your eyes on the road, your hands upon the wheel. Come on.